WebSportsRadio.com, in association with KBFL, proudly presents Missouri State University Ice Hockey. With the call, here's Steve Casson.
And live from Jordan Valley Ice Park, Stan Melton Ice Arena, it is Game 2 between Missouri State and the University of Oklahoma. Hello everybody, Steve Casson along with Scott Lutzke on graphics and Lee Grover doing camera work for us tonight as Missouri State comes in at 16-6-1, ranked number 10 in ACHA Division I. University of Oklahoma 8-14-1, ranked number 34. Missouri State is 9-9-3 lifetime against Oklahoma as a Division I team, with a 5-2 winner over the Oklahoma Sooners last night. Jared Bratton notched his first career college hat trick in the victory, and Missouri State had a record. Well, they scored 2 goals in 56 seconds. That's not a record. The record is 2 goals in 8 seconds. At 13:55, Noah Brussa gets his fourth, and then at 14:03, it is Jared Bratton to get the hat trick goal, and Missouri State had a 4-0 lead, and they continued that with the 5-2 victory yesterday. After 7 straight losses from 2015 to 2017, Missouri State has won 5 straight games and 8 out of the last 10 matchups against the Sooners. This is Game 4 of 6 straight Western Collegiate Hockey League games. The Ice Bears are 12-2-1 and second in the WCHL with 36 points, 2 points behind Central Oklahoma, who won last night 8-2 over Colorado. The Ice Bears do travel to UCO next weekend for a pivotal matchup against the number 7 Broncos. Those games January 28th and 29th in Oklahoma. Missouri State has not lost a WCHL game in regulation at Jordan Valley Ice Park since November 22nd, 2019, also against UCO, and if you're counting, that's 791 days they have not lost a regulation game. They are 10-0-1 at home this season, and the only regulation game that they lost in a shootout was to Colorado, just an epic 6-5 victory.
And that was after 11 rounds.
11 rounds.
That was a crazy one.
Freshman Kaysen Gallant leads the team with 21 goals and 11 assists, 3 game-winning goals. He averages 1.45 points per game, and he has points in 9 of the last 10 games, including a 2-game goal-scoring streak. Jacob Wietop is second with 29 points, 14 goals, 15 assists. He leads the team with 5 power play goals, and he averages 1.26 points per game. Third is Evan Ross with 10 goals and 10 assists. He also has a 2-game point-scoring streak. Matt McGowan is fourth with 7 goals and 10 assists, and he lost a 2-game point-scoring streak last night, going scoreless. Oklahoma has lost 2 games in a row. The Sooners are victorious in just 2 out of the last 8 games, with 3 losses to Central Oklahoma, squoze in between a pair of wins over Alabama on January 7th and 8th. In those losses to UCO, Indiana University, Pennsylvania, and Missouri State, the Sooners have been outscored 25-9. Oklahoma has been shut out 3 times this season against Colorado and Indiana University, Pennsylvania, and Central Oklahoma. Leading scorer is Marshall Rushing. He leads the Sooners with 9 goals and 9 assists. He's tied with Cameron Bickford for the lead in power play goals with 6. And 6 of Bickford's 7 goals have been scored on the power play, so just keep him out of the extra strength scenario here. He has 5 assists, also puts him 4th in scoring. Hunter Lane, though, is now 2nd in scoring for the Sooners, 7 goals, 7 assists. He has a 4-point scoring streak, 5 goals in last 6 games for him. Lane is also tied with Bickford and Brendan Sinclair for 2nd in goals. They have 7 each. Nate Payne is 3rd in scoring with points in 5 of the last 8 games, 4 goals and 1 assist. And Tristan Glass is 5th with 5 goals and 8 assists, but only 1 goal he scored in the past 13 games. Oklahoma is without senior and leading scorer at the time, Zach Paird, who left after the semester having scored 6 goals and 8 assists. It is a pivotal game for Missouri State as far as the WCHL is concerned, because the Ice Bears need to keep pace with Central Oklahoma, who I mentioned won yesterday. Does Central Oklahoma 38 points, and Missouri State is hoping for something tonight, a tie or something, and the Ice Bears can crawl back in. They are 2 points away, and that coveted first place spot is an auto bid to Nationals, and Missouri State is definitely hoping for that. It's the first time, I want to joke and say it's the first time since last year Missouri State has been in first place in the WCHL, because technically nobody played last year, but it's been tough for the Ice Bears, who have seen UCO traditionally be that #1 team in the WCHL. Take a look at the Ice Bears getting ready to come out onto the ice. Of course, the visiting team, Oklahoma, will be out in moments, and then the Ice Bears will make their way for Game 2 between the Ice Bears and the Sooners. Officials making their way out of the ice right now. Same officials as yesterday. Terry Farrar, Justin Albright, Mark Marzola, and David Hill. It is going to be a packed one here tonight. And Lee, I don't know if you can get a picture of this, but in the upper left-hand corner there, well, no, not the corner. I mean in the stands. We had a pregame meeting, and I said, listen to us, and we'll clue you in. And I was saying the upper left-hand corner. You did the right thing. No, but right there, that is the entire Missouri State football team. They are here tonight. And head coach Bobby Petrino will be our first period intermission guest. But nice to see the entire football team from Missouri State, and it's going to be ruckus tonight.
Yeah, looks like they go all the way to the Ice Bears bench. I see a lot of tall, big bodies.
It does.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it.
It is a packed house here at Jordan Valley Ice Park as we get ready for game number 2, as the Sooners have made their way out onto the ice. Big thank you to Lee Grover doing camera work for us here tonight. Yesterday was MediaCom 22, and for the remainder of the season, every home game on Friday night will have the camera work for MediaCom, with the exception of next week's Division 3 game. I'm talking about the Division 1 team. So games against Maryville on Friday night and games against Lindenwood will have MediaCom 22's camera work. Here come the Ice Bears. And Missouri State making their way out of the ice to the horn. The guy leading the team was Matt McGowan. Had a goal in yesterday's game at 18:54 of the third period. Gave the Ice Bears a 5-2 lead at the time. Let's join public address announcer Kevin Thurl for the introduction of the starting lineups.
Who's ready for some Ice Bears hockey? Let's get started with your starting lineups for tonight's game, beginning with the visiting Sooners of the University of Oklahoma. Starting at a forward for the Sooners, number 14, Hunter Lane. Starting at a forward, number 11, Nate Payne. Starting at a forward, number 9, Logan Sadler. Starting on defense for the Sooners, number 5, Cale Coor. Starting on defense, number 24, Cameron Bickford. And starting in net tonight for the Sooners, number 30, Gage Redmond. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the heart of Springfield, Missouri, inside the Jordan Valley Ice Park and within the beautiful Stan Melton Arena, it's time. Everyone on your feet, let's meet the starters for your Missouri State Ice Bears! Starting at a forward, number 23, Garrett Wojcicki. Starting at a forward with his hat trick last night, number 15, Jared Bratton. Starting at a forward, number 91, Carlo Witter. Starting at the fence for the Bears, number 13, Levi Wright. Starting at the fence, number 47, Jake Kopinski. And starting in goal tonight for your Ice Bears, number 29, Matt Griffin. The Bears are coached by head coach Jeremy Law, with assistant coaches Cliff Cook and Josh Bell. Your officiating crew for tonight feature referees Justin Albright and Terry Farrar, and linesmen David Hill and Mark Marzola. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing, and gentlemen, please remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem.
You gotta love when they finish the national anthem and everyone starts clapping and you know it's time for Missouri State hockey. Mention the goaltenders starting in net for Missouri State. It's the same as yesterday. In fact, it's the same as yesterday for both teams. Matt Griffin, the junior out of Glen Carbon, Illinois. In 10 games, he's 7-3 with a 3.09 goals against average and a .901 save percentage. Gage Redmond for Oklahoma. In 5 games, he's 0-5 with a 3.63 goals against average and a .905 save percentage. Well, the man dropping the puck for the ceremonial puck drop is Missouri State head coach for football, Bobby Vitrino. And we will talk to him. Rumor has it he was a speed skater growing up. He told me that.
There's got to be some interesting stories in that interview.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of interesting stories. But we'll talk to him about his football team, who unfortunately suffered a 32-31 loss. And they had chances to win that football game, and I'm sure it's something that head coach Bobby Vitrino will not want to talk about, but we're going to make him anyway. Missouri State skates from the left to the right, and from the right to the left it will be the Oklahoma Sooners, and quickly it'll be the Ice Bears to gain possession in their own zone, although Griffin stopped the puck a little bit scary there. As a goaltender, I've done that. Here's the first shot in. Griffin will make the save. It'll go to the far side, and the Ice Bears will have possession. Getting stuck as he gets it out of his own zone is Jared Bratton. Sent by Cale Coor. Oh, Coor fanned on the shot. Wojcicki will come in. And Carlo Witter gives a hit. Stays in the zone, though. Here's Wojcicki. Garrett Wojcicki, his first point, 1 assist in 13 games yesterday. Taken by Nate Payne. And sent right back out. Payne is third in scoring, points in 5 of the last 8 games, 4 goals and 1 assist. Line change quickly for Missouri State. Same with the Oklahoma Sooners. And a minute gone in this first period. Cameron Bickford. Right side, across the line, around a drop stick. Swipes it all the way around the corner. You can hear the cheers. That's Missouri State's football team. They're trying to get the crowd going. And the puck is flipped up and all the way down. This should be an icing call. And they wave it off. Getting hit for his efforts is Louis Shakes as he tries to muscle his way through. Now coming in for the Ice Bears is Jason Kelly. It's a line of Shakes, Kelly, and Derek Smith, with Caden Hintz also in there too. He'll rotate through. Now a board battle along the far boards. Kelly trying to kick it through. And it's William Fry saying enough of this, and the official says same thing. They'll blow the play dead. 18-11 to go in the period. And just more of a battle in front. You know, I love netting because it saves people from getting hit. We've almost got hit before, but I hate it when you try to videotape a game. Puck is gloved down, held in now by Jack Brackbill. It's Terrence Josephson, Brackbill, and Clayton Daw, newest member for Missouri State. Daw will flip in the backhander. Daw has 2 points in 3 games, 1 goal, 1 assist. Played for the Junior Blues back in 2019 and spent 1 game before COVID hit with Fredonia in the NCAA Double-3. Here come the Ice Bears. Quickly, it's tipped ahead by Brackbill, avoids the icing. Stopped there by Redmond. Flipped up off and out to center and all the way down for Simon Weingartner, that is. Missouri State in their own zone. If you remember yesterday's contest, it was a 0-0 game after 1 period. Across the Oklahoma line, sent all the way down to Evan Ross. 10 goals, 10 assists for Ross. 3rd in scoring. Had a 2-game point scoring streak snapped last night. He didn't get a point in yesterday's game. Across the line, the red line that is, and a shot in, which is held onto by Griffin. That coming off the stick of Matthew Reyes. 17:01 to go in the period. And it is still no score between the Ice Bears and the Sooners. And once again, Oklahoma taking the shot lead and the shot advantage, much like they did in period 1 yesterday. Racing in is Bratton. Got a hat trick in yesterday's game. First of his college career. Puck in the near side. Bratton will race. Slams Hunter Lane up across the boards. Outlet to Nate Payne. Payne 3rd in scoring, points in 5 of 8 of the past games that he's played in. 16.5 remaining. Here comes Bratton. Ice Bears want to change. Bratton with a drive, missed wide to the left. Shakes on the ice now. Stolen. Here's Kelly. He shoots in a save as Kelly was pegging the upper left-hand corner, and as the goaltender looks at it, it's his right. And Redmond gets a blocker on it, and Missouri State and Oklahoma still scoreless. Great save there. $16:15 to go in the period. And still no score. Steve Casson, Scott Lutzke, and Lee Grover on camera. Thanks for joining us. Next week, Missouri State plays Central Oklahoma. Big games in play. A couple of players connect. One of them was Sam Frederick. And Brendan Sinclair, meanwhile, plays at the Ice Bears' right point. Drive in. It's blocked in front. Tried to be gloved down, and it's a hand pass. It was gloved down by Noah Maltner. And the hand pass will keep it in the zone.
The football team's over there doing what they can to help motivate this Ice Bear team.
Now they're not going to let Missouri State change. So they'll keep the same line out. Derek Smith, Jason Kelly, and Louis Shakes. Ice Bears win the draw. Frederick off the boards. Held in, though. Kept in now by Bailey Prouty. Ice Bears intercept. Here they come across the red line, does shakes, and for Missouri State, it's Frederick to bring it in. Ice Bears want to change, they do, but they may not get back in time, although so did Oklahoma. So no harm, no foul on each side. Noah Brussa on the ice now, had a goal in yesterday's game. Brussa centers it through, it goes off the stick of Daw. Rebound out in front left side on a drive off the stick of Joey Bacardi, and it's held onto by Redmond. Our first period intermission guest will be the head coach of the Missouri State football team, and Bobby Petrino. The entire football team. Well, I don't know if it's the entire football team. It looks like it might be, but don't they have normally about 80 some odd guys on the team?
Yeah, got all of the offense and defense.
Icing called here. It'll come back into the Missouri State end of the ice. I don't know if that's, could be 80 folks. Now, we're not going to interview them all. I'll tell you that. It's not going to happen. 14:50 to go in the period. Still no score. In yesterday's contest, it took 7:21 of the second period for Bratton to get the first power play goal and the first score of the game. In the OU zone, Brockville sends it all the way around. It connects with Brussa. He gets hit. He's able to get the puck behind the net to Josephson. Big hit applied by Jake Barone, looking for his first goal in 19 games. Ice Bears have it to Bacardi, left side. He shoots, save. And that'll stop play. So, good battle behind the net. Missouri State able to get something off on the left side. Face-off won by the Ice Bears. Once again, it's Ross. He centers it up in front, and it goes to McGowan, and he shot it through the crease, and then the return pass comes to Ross, in and a save by Redmond. You could almost call that a mishandle in front as it went off of McGowan, and Wheatop wasn't really in position to take the shot, and the next thing you know, McGowan sees it right back in front. So the Ice Bears, once again, with some pressure, but meanwhile the puck is won and drawn, and here comes Sadler. He has some room, he looks for a wraparound instead. Nothing doing, it's in the corner. Now up the middle, Sadler gets a return pass, but the Ice Bears steal. 3-on-3 into the zone. Wheatop with the drive, missing wide. Over to McGowan and back to Wheatop, to Ross that is, 71 now. Puck taken away, stolen by Swearingen, and it's cleared all the way down into the Missouri State end. Ice Bears in their own zone. Garrett Wiljecki. .17 remaining in a scoreless game. Puck is tipped, so no icing, sent all the way down where it will be Wiljecki to chase. Grabbed by the captain, Cameron Bickford for Oklahoma. Bickford, fourth in scoring, 2 goals in his last 6 games. Has 2 goals and 3 assists. Here come the Ice Bears with Bratton. He shoots, it's blocked in front. Cale Core got a body on it. Now Malthoner with a drive in and a pad save. Juicy rebound, Ice Bears pick it up again. It's tipped out in front off his skate, and Bratton with a shot behind the net. Carlo Witter works it to Bratton again. Make that right side, near side boards to Frederick off of his stick, and it will be Bratton back in his own zone to work it again. Frederick, stutter step, sends it in the zone. Here is Wiljecki to Frederick, drops it in low, but 2 Ice Bears collide, nobody there behind the net. And Missouri State with a change, 12:18 to go in the game, or to go in the period. This game is not that quick. Line change for Oklahoma. Ice Bears quickly get it up. It did not connect with Derek Smith. And we get a whistle for a penalty. Or no, we get a whistle for play with a high stick, apparently.
Hey, Ice Bears fans, our Missouri State football players had one of the
So an advantage for Missouri State. They get the puck in the attacking zone, and they get to change, too. 12 minutes remaining in the period, and Missouri State leads shots now 7-2. Ice Bears do not win the draw. William Fry brings it out to center and sends it in the Ice Bears' end. Near side boards Derek Smith. 3-on-3 into the zone. Shakes to Chase. Smith goes out in front, and getting slammed hard is Shakes. Near side to Kelly. He's checked by Barone of Oklahoma. Now Barone back to move it away, but Kelly is there. Riveted to the other side and rushed down by Brussa. Would have been played with a high stick, but the Ice Bears gained possession to Smith. Glove down by Barone. Left side now to Lane. 0-0 game. Lane with a drive-in save by Griffin. He'll hold on. 11:10 remains in the period. And Missouri State and Oklahoma tied. There is actually no score. Ice Bears win the draw. They're able to get it out to center, but it's Matthew Reyes. 1 goal, 2 assists for the Delta BC product. Last goal against Colorado on October 30th. So it's been about 12 games since he's had any points. In the OU zone, turned away by Hunter Lane. 7 goals, 7 assists for him. Left side, has some room in front. He shoots and a save. Sliding through the crease was Griffin, as Logan Sadler had a great opportunity on the left side. Nate Payne in the zone with a drive-in, blockered into the corner. OU with a line change. Still no score. 10.5 left in this period. Here comes Josephson for Missouri State. Shot in. Easy one, gobbled up by Redmond. 10:15 to go in the period. And both sides have had some opportunities. This one by Josephson. Off the draw, Wheatop is there. Upends Cole Coor. Ice Bears keep it in on the left side. Drop down low to Ross. Gets around the check of Bickford. Centered up the middle to Carson Bassett. And Bassett with 1 goal and 1 assist on the season sends it up into the Missouri State zone. The Ice Bears will have possession. 9:48 to go in the period. Across the line into the OU zone. Ross, a dangerous pass, but it stays in. Would have been good if it was fast, but it was slower. And the Ice Bears got a break there. Frederick cycles to McGowan. Left side to Maltner. Drop down to Ross. They get around the stick check of Bickford of OU. Ross to Wheatop. Jacob Wheatop lost a 3-game point streak yesterday. Did not get any points in the contest where Bratton had a hat trick. Icing is called here. Face-off will come back down to the Missouri State end. No change for the Ice Bears.
Attention to the stands where the Ice Girls are throwing out some of Stan's secret stash of swag. They've got some t-shirts. Make some noise for the Ice Girls.
Yesterday, fans were treated to a $1 Andy's frozen custard. You can still get yours if you came to the game yesterday. Just use your ticket. With that 5-2 victory. Face-off in the Missouri State zone. The Ice Bears gain possession. Brussa off the boards. It'll go to Ross. Nobody there on the near side. Maltner is able to get it up, but it's turned away by Sinclair. And Brendan Sinclair will send it in. He has 7 goals and 3 assists from Frisco, Texas, but no points in the past 8 games. Now we're going to get the first penalty of the game. This one will go against OU. It is a cross-check. Into the penalty box will be Bailey Prouty. And Missouri State will go on the first power play of the game. Ice Bears are 20 for 86, 23.3%. On the penalty kill, 16 they've allowed have the Sooners for 86, 81.4. They score! Jake Kopinski will get his second goal of the year as Kopinski launches it through everyone. I don't know if it may have been tipped by Josephson, but I think it's Kopinski's goal. The way the team was reacting, and Missouri State takes a 1-0 lead. We'll catch the call, but I believe it will be credited to Kopinski. And is he happy about that one? Missouri State, once again, with the lead. They had a 4-0 lead in yesterday's
Initial penalty on the
contest.
play to Oklahoma number 8, Bailey Prouty. 2 minutes for cross-checking at 11:18 of the first period. A 2-minute minor for cross-checking. And on the ensuing power play, Missouri State goal scored by number 7, Terrence Josephson. Assisted by number 47, Jake Kopinski. And by number 10, Jack Brockbill. Time of that goal at 11:22 of the first period. Scored by number 7, assisted by number 47 and number 10. That's a Missouri State.
7th goal for Josephson, who at the last moment on that replay it looked like he did tip it in. And that is indeed the case. 11:22 will be the time of the goal. Another penalty up on the board. Simon Wiegartner is in, and Missouri State has a second consecutive power play. Puck cleared all the way down. And Missouri State with another opportunity here.
Weingartner, 2 minutes for roughing at 12:01 of the first period.
So Weingartner with roughing, and the Ice Bears with another chance, although with 1:20 remaining, they do not gain possession of the puck. It's now cleared back down into the Missouri State end of the ice. 1:13 to go. Here comes Daw across the line offside. Ross was in just a little too soon. Oh, pushing and shoving at the end there, but nothing going on. .104 remaining in the power play. Second consecutive one. Face off just outside the OU zone. Pick up the Ice Bears. Brockbill in. Held on to by Redmond. .55 seconds left in the power play, which has become increasingly successful for Missouri State. Puck all the way down to the Missouri State end of the ice. 34 seconds to go. Here comes Brockbill. It fleets to McGowan and a shot up high. Ice Bears with another attempt And 20 seconds remaining. Puck is cleared back down behind their own net. First goal at 11:22. Josephson tips in Kopinski's shot. And the Ice Bears have a 1-0 lead, and that's been it thus far. Power play has expired. We're back to 5-on-5. Here's Tristan Glass for Oklahoma. 5:50 to go in the period. Frederick behind his own net. Five and a half, and the Ice Bears with a 1-0 lead out of his own zone. Getting hit hard was Sam Frederick. And things starting to turn a little bit here. Even though Missouri State has had a couple of consecutive penalties, there's a pushback now from Oklahoma. 5:05 to go.
OU definitely bringing the physicality up.
Puck into the OU into the ice. Fry is there. .442 to go in the period. Need the football team to start yelling again. It's quieted down a little bit. Shots are 10-6 in favor of Missouri State. Big hit there. Brussa applies to Reyes. In the corner, Brendan Sinclair. Puck hits a drop stick, and the Ice Bears get it to Daw. Off of him to Josephson. He got hit up high with an errant stick. Play continues. Loose now with a shot for Reyes in and a save by Griffin. He'll hold on. .410 to go in the period. Face off in the Missouri State zone to the left of goaltender Griffin, right as you look at it, and off the draw. Puck is cleared out, and here comes Wheatop, but instead it's Reyes to step in front of him. Ice Bears steal. Wheatop is there around the official. Kopinski to Ross, a backhander in front, and McGowan just tips it wide. He avoids a check into the corner. Grabbed by Hunter Lane. Ice Bears have it. Tipped out in front. Save. Where is it? Retop couldn't get a shot off as the goaltender is able to hold it under his pads. 3:43 to go. And Missouri State was that close once again to getting a goal. 1-0 Ice Bears at 11:22 on the power play. Josephson is 7th, Kopinski and Brackbill, and we are going to get penalties. I think we just get one. Or do we get coincidental? Yep, we're going to get coincidental. So Wheatop is one. I believe we're going to skate 4-on-4. As Matthew Reyes will go in. First penalty assessed to Missouri State. Third penalty assessed to the Sooners, and we're skating 4-on-4. Here's Ross. Steals it twice. Drops it down for McGowan. Back over to the far side. Taken by Bickford. Behind his own net. Across the red line. Now left hands it into the Missouri State zone. Bickford down the middle. Broken up. Held in by Marshall Rushing. Leading scorer for Oklahoma. His first goal in 4 games is what he scored last night. Line change for Missouri State. 1:19 to go in the coincidentals. And if you're wondering what is flying in front of your TV screen, it's beach balls. beach balls here at Jordan Valley Ice Park. Ice Bears steal the puck. Brackbill left side, looking for someone to catch up. Brackbill with 56 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Frederick, he shoots. It's blocked in front by a sliding Bickford. Brackbill again. Malthiner switches up with Bratton. 4-on-4 for the Ice Bears. Brackbill right side, he shoots. Blocked in front again by Bickford. Now Bratton, who had a hat trick in yesterday's game. He's pushed off the play. Brackbill steals. Ice Bears with some good pressure here, 4-on-4. Bratton with a shot, it gets deflected up and into the netting. 19 seconds left in the 4-on-4. And still a 1-0 lead for Missouri State. Sooners win the draw this time. Puck out to center. Across the Missouri State line to Fry. Drive in, save by Griffin. He'll hold on, 7 seconds remaining. Josephson is 7th. Kopinski and Brackbill 1-0 at 11:22 on a power play. Missouri State is 1 for 2 on the power play. The Sooners have not had a power play yet. And again, this series between these two teams, lifetime as Division I squads, 9-9-3. Ice Bears have it with some room and a drive-in save as the shot from Smith is steered into the corner by the goaltender Redmond. Puck back out to center in front of the Ice Bears bench, and Missouri State will work with it. To Picardi. Off of his stick, we might get an icing here, and we do. 1:20 to go in the period. Shots 11-9 in favor of Missouri State as you take another look at the Missouri State football team in the background there. Finished 8-4 this season. Again, another good season for Missouri State under Bobby Petrino. Bouncing puck in front after the save by Griffin. Pinballs through and the Ice Bears escape. 1:05 to go in the period. Here come the Ice Bears with Bratton, 2-on-2.
Last minute of play in this period.
Bratton will work it in, but we're going to get a penalty. It's going to go against Louis Shakes. And Missouri State, on a cross check, will give the first power play of the game to the Sooners. Face-off will come back in the Missouri State end. With 56 seconds to go in the period. Puck out to center.
2 minutes for cross-checking at 19:03 in the first period. A 2-minute minor for cross-checking.
Where it'll be set up by Weingartner. Had a goal in yesterday's game, his second of the season. Right now, because of the amount of games he's played, he's averaging 1.67 points per game. Ice Bears steal, looking for a shorthander. They have one shorthanded goal this season, but Levi Wright says enough of that, and he'll just clear. 20 seconds to go. Across the line in the Missouri State zone for Hunter Lane. Now 10. Ice Bears take it away. It's cleared by Frederick. In on goal, too. And that'll do it for the period. When we start the second period, there'll be 1:02 left on the power play.
By a score of 1-0, shots at the end of the first period, 12-11.
Matt Griffin faces 12 Sooner shots. Gage Redmond faces 11 Ice Bears shots. Power plays Missouri State 1 for 2. That gives them the lead.
That scored 3 shots.
At 11:22, Josephson, the assist to Kopinski as Josephson tipped in Kopinski's shot from the right side. Brackbill with the assist, 1-0 Ice Bears. Penalties, Missouri State have been assessed 2 for 4 minutes. The Sooners assessed 3 for 6 minutes. We will take a break, and when we come back, we will talk with the head coach of the Missouri State football team and Bobby Petrino in just a moment. It's 1-0 Ice Bears after 20.
We all love the fajitas. Their margaritas get the crown. Don't forget the quesadillas. It's the best Mexican food in town.
Now your favorite Mexican restaurant is open on Sunday. Yes, Maria's Downtown is open on Sunday. So bring your family and friends and enjoy Mexico with us 7 days a week.
Hold on to your salsa and your chips.
Maria's on South Avenue in downtown Springfield.
Pearson Kelly Office Products presents
Great Moments in Office Technology.
When Julie gets bored at work, she writes funny captions to pictures of animals she found online. Then she realized she could send all of her pictures in one gigantic message to her coworkers. At that moment, Julie created Junk Email. Now, employees can enjoy their days watching auto-tuned sneezing pandas. There are plenty of ways to waste your company's money. Your copier shouldn't be one of them. Pearson Kelly Office Products. Business made simple.
We are back at Jordan Valley Ice Park, Stan Melton Ice Arena. Steve Katzen, Scott Lutzke, and Lee Grover on camera. Now joined by the head coach of the Missouri State football team and Bobby Petrino. And Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great. How's it going?
Doing well. Now, I know football's a rough sport. I get that. But come on, you can't argue with how rough hockey is.
Oh, it's nice. It's great to see them out there competing hard and hitting each other.
Let's talk about football. 8-4 this past season, 6-2 in the conference. I know I don't want to bring back heartbreak, but a 32-31 loss, 8 lead changes in the NCAA playoff game, 1:03 to go, everything's looking good, and then an interception pass. But there were, I think, 6 turnovers, 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles. I don't want to go through all that, but do you wish you kind of had some of that back? Because Missouri State this year and the last couple of years under your leadership have just been a completely different football team.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that the playoff game ended like that. You know, we had done such a great job all year, and particularly in winning the close games and being able to run 2-minute drives and get the ball in the end zone or kick field goals to win. So, but I'm really proud of our players and our assistant coaches. I thought they did an excellent job throughout the year.
And this is no disrespect to any of the other coaches that have ever coached at Missouri State, but there really wasn't that much of interest. When I say that, it's because everyone kind of expected, you know, this is tough, it's the same team, we get the same results all the time. And so it really, there was no vibe, or there was no, oh my gosh, I got to go to a football game. And then you come along, your attitude, and I know the very first day you got here and what you had told everybody that you're going to try to accomplish. And for the most part, you've done that. You've brought the excitement. I'm not saying it's just you. It's like you said, it's the staff, it's the players, it's everybody else. But there's this new, renewed vigor, I guess, in Missouri State football.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. You know, when we first got here, we talked to our team about it was our responsibility to put fans in the stands and fill the stadium and go out and play really well on the field and get some star players that people want to identify with. And through recruiting and hard work and guys getting better and improving on a daily basis, we've been able to do that, and really happy with our crowd and the fans that come to the game come with a lot of enthusiasm. And we certainly have established the ability to have a home field advantage.
Looking at some of your players, and if you look at Jason Shelley, his stats is greater than the total opponent's stats. What a find.
He had a great year. You know, he really did a heck of a job of leading our team. Was the Missouri Valley Offensive Player of the Year, which is quite an accomplishment. You know, Jason didn't even get here until June. Had no spring ball and no summer preparation really, except for, you know, June and July. and just did an amazing job. And it's a credit to him. It's also a credit to the guys that play with him. You know, quarterback can never play well unless the other 10 guys around him are doing a good job. So we had a lot of playmakers, but he certainly was our leader and the guy that really gave us the momentum and energy to come back and win games at the end.
Bobby Petrino, head coach of Missouri State football, with us. And Coach, I know getting farther in the playoffs, potentially winning a championship, that's something in the back of your mind, but what do you want to accomplish here in the next couple of years with Missouri State football?
Yeah, well, our ultimate goal is to win a national championship, and that's what gets us up and drives us every day and gets us up at 6 in the weight room or outside in the snow conditioning. There's no question about that, but we'd love to have a great home winning streak. You know, to win a national championship, you have to win all your home games and take pride in doing that. So that's something that's real important to us. We'd like to get another Missouri Valley Conference championship. So I think that's something that's sitting out there for us. And obviously it's a difficult conference, and week in and week out you play really, really good teams. And then we just want our players to make sure they get their degree and take care of the student part of the student athlete, something we're working extremely hard. And we have a lot of guys on our teams that already have their degree and are working on masters.
Do you feel it's a little bit easier, and I know I keep talking about Missouri State football, but do you feel it's a little bit easier, and I can akin that to Missouri State hockey, when we first got up to Division I, it was tough because we weren't playing the games and against the teams we needed to play to kind of be recognized year after year, to be ranked like in preseason, to be ranked low enough to not have to fight our way to battle into positions. And now, once we're established in Division I, it's so much easier because almost every year we're talking top 15 ranking in preseason because of what we've done. Do you find it's now a little bit easier in that maybe you're kind of, based on what you've done the last couple of years, you're kind of set in an area where you don't have to fight your way into something?
Well, we felt like we had to fight our way for sure in the spring season. We felt we were not given as much respect as we thought we deserved in the fall season. We kind of used it as a chip on our shoulder and motivation. Our guys did a good job with it. But you have to go out and prove yourself. And, you know, I think if we can do it again, you know, go out and win the conference championship, get to the playoffs, and then we'll get the type of respect and that we feel like we deserve.
You told me a while ago you used to be a speed skater.
I did.
How long ago was that?
It was a few years ago. I grew up in Butte, Montana for a while, and then we moved to Helena, but my mom was a speed skater, so she had all of us. I have 4 siblings, and all 5 of us were speed skating since we could walk. I always give her a bad time because when I was 9 years old, she put me on a bus with one coach and a bunch of speed skaters, and we drove from Butte, Montana to Red Deer, Canada, and participated in the event there, and I did well. I had a really good event. It was fun. Won 4 events and won the overall championship.
Then when did you transition, or was it just something you enjoyed, but then when did you transition into football?
Well, my dad's a football coach, so I was never not in football. It was just a situation when he took the head job at Carroll College from Butte, Central Montana. The first year we drove back and forth and continued to skate, and then after that first year was just too much to do, and we just stayed in Helena and played a little bit more basketball in the winter and worked in the spring, so it worked out good.
I was going to say, it must be difficult being in Montana when it's cold probably almost 9 months out of the year, to try to play a sport that you have to play outdoors.
Yeah, you get used to it. There's no question about that. I always give our guys, they still don't really believe me that you plug your cars in Montana so that your block doesn't freeze.
Yep.
The snot in your nose usually freezes when you're walking to school in the morning, but you do it anyway. So it was fun. I enjoyed growing up there, but there is a reason I'm from there, because I'm tired of the cold.
Bobby Petrino, head coach of Missouri State football, is joining us. And it's funny because I remember going up there one year and seeing the electrical cord hanging out of the hood of the car, and you're like, what the heck's that for? I had no idea at the time, and they're like, oh yeah, we got to plug in our block.
Oh, yeah, and you didn't want to forget before you went to bed. It was one of those things that usually was one of our kids' chores, and we had to make sure we got it done with both cars at night so that they didn't freeze.
Without naming names, and I know you don't want to, obviously, but are there positions where you feel you kind of need to shore up a little bit?
Yeah, we need to get better on the offensive line. We need to play more consistent. I think we have some really good players there. Their inexperience showed up at times when we went against really good D-lines like North Dakota State. So we've got to improve and have a really good spring there. The running back spot is a position where we feel like we need to get more explosive plays. Kevon Latulis provided some of that, but we didn't have as many big plays running the football as you would like, because I think we can really throw the ball. We got a good quarterback, we got good receivers, and we can throw it around. Defensively, we lost a really good safety, so that's going to be a emphasis in the spring is to replace Titus Wall. He was the guy that made all the calls in the secondary for us, so besides being a player, we're going to miss his smarts and his way that he kind of quarterbacked the defense for us.
What coach influenced you as far as the way you coach?
Well, I was very fortunate. I was around a bunch of really, really good coaches, starting with my father. It was fun to be able to grow up being on the sideline and going to practice every single day. I had a guy by the name of Mike Price who really taught me a lot about coaching quarterbacks. Coach Price has been a head coach at Weber State, Washington State, Alabama. It was really fun working with him. I worked for a guy named Bruce Snyder at Arizona State, and Bruce taught me a lot about the running game. You know, I was always a quarterback guy and throwing the ball, and he liked to run the football. And at the time, you know, you're thinking, oh man, am I really doing the right thing being here? Mm-hmm. But throughout my career, I've relied a lot on what I learned from Bruce Snyder. And then being able to be an assistant coach for Tom Coughlin at the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Tom's a real businessman and real serious just about everything. His work ethic is unbelievable. So his organization and the way you have to work and prepare to win games, I got a lot out of Tom Coughlin.
Was there ever a time when it crossed your mind, okay, we're going to do a trick play, and you did it and it actually worked?
Yeah, a lot of times. Yeah, and the thing is, the better that you are as an offense, the better the trick plays work. When you're not very good on offense and you think, okay, maybe we can trick them and run a good play here, they never work. But when you're good, you can execute, you can run reverses. We've ran double passes for touchdowns, you know, flea flickers. There's been a lot of trick plays or special plays, we call them. And you practice them every week. That's kind of the key. You have a period of practice every week long that you continue to work and work. One year we had this double pass we worked every week, and I heard the players talking, we're never going to call that play. We're never, you know, we called it in the Orange Bowl for a touchdown. So sometimes you work them all year long and pull them out just at the right time, and they work.
Sometimes, as we're talking with Bobby Vitrino, head coach of Missouri State football, sometimes you see a play and you think, I can't believe they got away with it. But I saw one the other day, or they were talking about it, where it was a snap to the center, or snap for the quarterback. The center grabbed it again, but he just stood still, didn't move. Everybody else moved, and at the last moment he takes off. I'm sure that people have thought, I never saw that before, but you haven't tried that one, have you?
That'd be called the old fumble-rooski.
Okay.
So you kind of have an intentional fumble, and then the quarterback takes off, and everybody else runs the other way. And sometimes it's been done on punt, so you do it on a fake punt. But sometimes you do it, you know, with a guard or a center at times, and it can work, and then it can backfire too. So you always got to understand that they're not always going to work.
Usually Missouri State has a big game that they play. It's been Mizzou before. I don't know if the schedule's out yet, but is there a big game that you're going to play?
Yeah, we open up on a Thursday night at Central Arkansas, which will be a good game for us. They're a very good football team. We're going to have to play well. And then we're going to play Thursday night at home against UT Martin, who beat us in the playoffs. So we're going to be excited, looking forward to that. So opening up 2 games on Thursday night is fun. And then we're going to go down to Fayetteville and play the University of Arkansas, who obviously had a great year last year and have some really good players coming back.
This past year, in 4 games, you went 3-1 quickly. What's it, or how much of an advantage, obviously, is it to come out of the gate with those W's?
Yeah, you like to get off to a good start. There's no question about that. And a lot of times getting off to a good start is how you prepare in the off season. So we've already got all the information on those teams in the computer. We're working on game plans, and our guys with spring ball and with a real off season now, I think we'll be a lot stronger and faster football team.
Bobby Vitrino, head coach of Missouri State football. I see all the guys down there in the corner. Tell them to make more noise.
Okay.
I'll
get on
noise.
them. I'll coach them up.
Exactly, especially since they're going to defend. Well, actually, we're going to be defending this side, so they can kind of get ready. But in the third period, they need to make a lot of noise.
All right, we'll get it done. Thank you.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Bobby Vitrino, the head coach of Missouri State football. Thanks so much for doing this. We will take a break, and when we come back, we'll have period number 2. Ice Bears lead 1-0 after 20.
Hey, Missouri! Barrel Bob here. I'm MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. I see a lot of distracted drivers in work zones not paying attention to the road. Distracted driving is the #1 cause of crashes. The average text takes 5 seconds to read. At 55 miles per hour, you could travel the length of a football field blindfolded. Don't take the chance. I want you and my friends working on the roads to get home safely. Please buckle up and put your phone down. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
Your best source for awards of any kind is always Bowles Trophy House in Springfield. Trophies, plaques, medals, gifts, ribbons, and more. You get top quality and great service at Bowles Trophy House, serving Springfield and Southwest Missouri for over 40 years. Call them at 417-869-8720.
And if you need embroidery work done, logos, digitizing, and more, come to Banners and Brainstorms in Bowles Trophy House at 601 South Kimbrough.
We all love the fajitas. Their margaritas get the crown. Don't forget the quesadillas. It's the best Mexican food in town.
Now your favorite Mexican restaurant is open on Sunday. Yes, Maria's Downtown is open on Sunday. So bring your family and friends and enjoy Mexico with us 7 days a week.
Hold on to your salsa and your chips.
Maria's on South Avenue in downtown Springfield.
Hey, Springfield, are you ready for some hockey?
Here's Barrett.
Left side with the beeline on over to O'Brien. Back to Barrett. Score!
Steve Casson here, voice of your Missouri State Ice Bears. Join us at Jordan Valley Ice Park in downtown Springfield for this year's excitement.
This is head coach Jeremy Law. The Bears are back for another season, so check out our schedule at MissouriStateHockey.com and get your tickets now.
Here come the Ice Bears. Turan with Bell catching up. Turan shoots. Score! Oh, baby!
It's time to drop the puck on the second period. Here's Steve Casson.
Along with Scott Lutzke on camera and Scott's doing the graphics. Lee Grover is on camera. Thanks for tuning in. We are just about to start period number 2. Missouri State this time will skate from the right to the left, and from the left to the right, it will be the Oklahoma Sooners. Keep in mind, there still is 1:02 remaining in the penalty to Louis Shakes, so it is power play number 1 for the Sooners, and they quickly will have it in their own zone with possession. Puck across the Ice Bears line. Kopinski will block it off and return it the other way down with 45 seconds remaining. Forechecking pressure there. And the Sooners out of their own zone. Here comes Weingartner. Drive in. It's partially blocked. Weingartner gets his own return pass. 24 seconds. Flipped by Rushing to the left side. It is held in by Lane. Wright will intercept for Missouri State. Taken away by the Sooners. Gets in the skate of Jake Kopinski. Now Lane with it, flips to the left side. Right side, it'll go to Bickford with a drive, missing wide. Power play is over. Shakes is out of the box. Still possession for Oklahoma, rushing behind the net, and it's off of the stick of a Sooner in front. That was Tristan Glass, and it's cleared all the way down to the Oklahoma end. Puck at the Oklahoma line. Ice Bears will get a change. 18:28 to go in the period. Sooners still in their own zone. Good forechecking pressure by Missouri State. Shakes, slides down after getting into it with someone. I think that was Declan Martin. Now back in the Missouri State zone. 18 minutes to go in the period. 1-0 Ice Bears. Here comes Kelly. Came from the Division III squad. Kelly to Shakes, now to Smith. Derek Smith. He'll work it in to the far side. Shoveled off by Lane. Now Smith. Derek Smith missed 9. He played only 9 games due to injury. He's missed several. At the half boards now. Josephson gets checked hard by Barone. In the OU zone, Ice Bears lead 1-0. Jake Barone looking for his first goal of the season. Puck sent all the way down into the Missouri State zone. Mentioned Barone. His last point was an assist against Alabama on January 8th. Here come the Ice Bears. And Daw, newest pickup for Missouri State. Clayton Daw in 3 games has a goal and an assist. 2-on-2 into the zone for Oklahoma. Right side, Sadler. Tried to center it up, broken up by Daw, taken away by Brussa of Missouri State, flips it off the boards and gets it out in front of the Missouri State zone where it will be Blake Swearingen. Now across, we have apparently an offside. And Josephson's not happy after the shot. And a big scrum now. Well, we know the faceoff's coming outside because the defenseman pinched in. But do we get penalties? And it looks like Terry Farrar is going to call something. 2 players, you would think, or not?
It looks like the captain and the assistant captain coming over.
So maybe nothing. Well, they're asking for a player to get into the box. Looks like it's a Missouri State power play. Going into the box will be Brendan Davidson. And do not know what the penalty is yet.
Were there too many men?
Well, could it have been too many men? I will bet you it is. I think you're right. Because the penalty wasn't on Davidson, so it had to be too many men penalty. That sounds about right. So the Ice Bears on power
Penalty
play,
on the play
number
to
3.
Oklahoma, a bench minor for too many men on the ice. Time of that penalty at 3:34 of the second period. Penalty is served by number 18, Brennan Davison.
And that does make complete sense. So the Ice Bears have another power play opportunity, but it's cleared all the way down. Oh, bad pass by McGowan behind the net, although it did connect. Here's Ross. Backhanded to Josephson. Chopped away from him. Stays in the zone. Kopinski with a slow pass over to McGowan. Missouri State getting away with missed passes that are not necessarily bad ones, but they are connecting, but they're not even good ones really either. Here come the Ice Bears again. Ross, it just takes that one for a team to pick it up. Puck hits the netting, so the faceoff will stay just outside the OU zone. It's from the shot of the pass. Or are they going to bring it in? Apparently they're going to bring it in. Okay. 57 seconds left in the bench minor. And the third power play for Missouri State. Ice Bears win the draw again. And they'll gain possession with Brussa. Wheatop sends it down behind. Power play for 35 seconds. Brussa left side, he shoots, save, rebound, loose. Derek Smith on the doorstep, poked in, oh no! It was on the side of the net. Clayton Daw had a great opportunity and he missed it. It deflected up over after it hit the corner of the net. Brussa back in his own zone for Missouri State. Power play is 6 seconds. Ice Bears in the zone. We're back to 5-on-5. Brussa trying to keep it in play in front of him. Ice Bears flood with Smith. Now to Daw. Oklahoma intercepts. From the red line, bringing it in is Davidson. Now we're going to get a penalty. Brussa will get called for cross-checking. Another power play. This one will be number 2 for the Sooners. Here in period number 2. Missouri State 16-6-1 on the season. They have 37 points. They're second in the WCHL, 12-2-1. Trying to keep pace with Central Oklahoma. The winner of the league gets an automatic bid into nationals. And then whatever position Missouri State is in helps them too. Right now they're ranked number 10. Here's a blast in, save, rebound. The shot originated from Fry. Now a left side drive by Sinclair is steered aside and it's cleared. Through a lot of traffic. Griffin able to see that one. Now 1:06 remaining in the power play. Kopinski to break it up. Instead, here comes Bickford, drive in, save, rebound! And the attempt by Tristan Glass was denied by Griffin. To Sinclair. Lane drops it down low, gets a return. Lane left side, up high. Come from Bickford, now to the right side, trying to meet rushing. Intercepted though, not cleared by Levi Wright. Once again to Bickford. Now a left side drive, it's partially blocked. Spin around shot by Lane is denied. The first attempt by Weingartner. And finally Missouri State clears, 12 seconds to go. Finished the period at 11-12, and we get an icing call here. Missouri State was being outshot, but now they're outshooting Oklahoma 15-14.
And we thank head coach Bobby Petrino and all our Bears football players for being with us tonight. And we encourage you all to get out and support your football Bears when the 2022 season gets started later this
Our
fall.
next broadcast that we will have for you will be Division III hockey, Missouri State and University of Arkansas. That's next weekend, Friday, January 28th. We hope you'll tune in for that. Right out in front, shot by Wheatop, denied by Redmond. Malthoner on the line. He keeps it in play. Nobody out in front. Ice Bears steal again. Backhander by McGowan is broken up and cleared all the way down. This should be enough for icing, and it is. 11:21 to go in the period. Number 10, Missouri State, has a 1-0 lead over number 34, Oklahoma. Same two goaltenders as yesterday in this contest. Yesterday's game was a win for Missouri State, 5-2. Jared Bratton had 3 goals. We're 5-on-5 here, 11:08 to go in the second period. Ross across the line for Missouri State. Drive in, steered into the corner. Ice Bears change 1 on D. Now here's Oklahoma. Into the zone, and a drive by Barone is gloved into the corner by Griffin. Barone to follow it up. Brussa to put a check on him. McGowan for the Ice Bears to try to kick it away. Behind all of them is Nate Payne. He tries to push it forward. Stolen by Barone out in front. It hits an Ice Bear save. Rebound, no rebound. It's covered up. Officials quickly get in. They want to make sure there's no extracurriculars.
Had a couple shots on him right there.
Griffin so far, it's hard to argue. He's kind of the hot goaltender right now for Missouri State. Bratton out of his own zone. Shot comes in, and it's held on to by Redmond. 10:19 to go in the period, and a 1-0 lead for Missouri State. Back in the first period, 11:22, a power play goal. Josephson's 7th, tipping in Kopinski's shot. Brackbill also gets an assist. Puck right out in front off the draw from a low spot along the goal line, and a save by Redmond. Cleared out to center, and the Ice Bears return the favor quickly. Carlo Witter sends it in. Missouri State with a line of Witter, Garrett Wojcicki, and Jared Bratton on the ice now. Puck back in the Missouri State zone. They'll reset it. Nate Payne, Brendan Davidson, Cameron Bickford on the ice. And here's a drive in by the Ice Bears. It's broken up.
Hey fans, turn your attention to the stands because the Ice Girls are throwing out some of the stands.
And held on to by the goaltender, Redmond.
Make some noise for the Ice Girls to get some of that Ice Bears merchandise.
Yeah, it's the one thing. We can't get any Ice Bears merchandise. We're exempt from all of this. Although I did get, as the Ice Bears had horns, I did get a horn one time. You tried, didn't you, Scott? They're like, what? Meanwhile, play at center. Sent in by Matthew Reyes and returned by the Ice Bears right back in the Missouri State zone. Kopinski off of a stick in front, score! Blake Swearingen got the initial shot, and I don't know if it may have been tipped in front, but it's 1-1. We'll see if we can get an idea of who may have tipped that in. There's Swearingen, and I don't know if it was tipped in front or if it was all him into the corner. It looks like it is going to be Carson Bassett with the tip in front. And he will get his second goal of the season. This one coming at 10:56. Here in the second period. Bassett's second. Tipping in the shot from Swearingen. Although
Oklahoma University goal scored by number 64, Kason Bassett, assisted by number 22, Blake Swearingen. Time of that goal at 10:56 of the second period, scored by number 64, assisted by number 22.
So that is Swearingen's second assist and second point of the season. And the fans are quiet. It's a 1-1 game. Talked to a couple of players who said they really like it when the fans get into things and when they yell the "Let's Go Bears" chant because it gets them into the game. Well, have not heard one yet. Puck's in all the way down. We get an icing call here. And angry with the call, even though Joey Bacardi was there at the hash marks, but angry with the call was Rushing. He's still arguing about it. .7:55 to go in the period. Coming up at the second period intermission. We'll speak with Ross Jones, goaltender for Missouri State. He's played sparingly, but we'll hear from him. Here's Bacardi. Trying to send it up to Ross off of his stick. And back into the Missouri State end for Brussa. Noah Brussa, 4 goals, 13 assists. He's 6th in scoring. Just 1 goal in his last 5 games, and that was yesterday.
I think he got a number of penalties yesterday, too.
Yeah, way more than he has goals, that's for sure. 7:08 to go in the period. Now a couple players pushing each other in front, fighting for sticks. Wheatop's one of them. I think the other one is Fry. Puck is cleared out to center and sent right back in by Wright on the late offside. Ice Bears clear the zone. 6:50 to go. Puck up and a shot from the left side off the stick of Sadler is gobbled up by Griffin. .636 to go in period at number 2. And the Ice Bears with possession in their own zone. I don't want to say this is a defensive battle. It's a situation where Missouri State seems to be in slow motion a little bit here, unlike they were yesterday.
Save for perhaps for the first period.
Yeah, after that goal, it seems like Oklahoma has turned the tide a little bit. Frederick. But it is an uncharacteristically quiet crowd. Frederick. He gets checked hard by Reyes. We're going to get a penalty, and we might get a secondary penalty with Witter. So the Ice Bears were going to go on the power play, and then Witter comes in and denies all of that. There's the initial penalty, and then Witter comes in and slams the offender down. So he's arguing, but it'll be a 4-on-4. Oh, Maltner and Sadler get into it. So we should be 4-on-4 if all things work out here. Still some discussion. Yeah, I think it's going to be a 4-on-4. The captains are talking. I know you saw looked like it may have been an additional penalty, but it's not apparently. As captains are there talking with the officials. Steve Casson, Scott Lutzke on graphics, Lee Grover on camera. Thanks for joining us. 1-0, make that 1-1 actually. Josephson a power play for Missouri State at 11:22 of the first. Bassett his second at 10:56. And they're going to bring players out. Witter is going, and I do not know if this is because of the end of the period, like they may have got more than 5:47, but both are being escorted to the locker rooms. Now this is a perfect look if you're ever wondering why it takes a while for players to get off the ice. That's exactly why. They can't open the door. Okay, so I don't know if they got games then, if they're bringing players to come in.
5 in a match?
Witter gets 5. I don't know if it's 5 in a game. Reyes gets 5. And then there's players serving. Let's hear all the calls. But it looks like it might be 5 in a game possibly for both, which doesn't make sense, or 5 in a 10, I don't know.
Penalties on the play to Oklahoma number 6, Matthew Reyes, a 5-minute major and game ejection for head contact. That was a 5-minute major and game ejection for head contact to Missouri State number 91, Carlo Witter. 5-minute major and game ejection for checking from behind. Time of those penalties at 16:13 of the second period, resulting in 4-on-4 play for 5 minutes.
Well, that's why. So they all get game, and the checking from behind. Meanwhile, play is in the Oklahoma zone. It's a 4-on-4, which I'm not going to argue with this, but I've never seen a 4-on-4 for 5 minutes. I will have to, since I don't have the rule book in front of me, and if the commissioner of the WCHL, Chris Perry, is listening, could look at that rule book and tell me, but I don't believe I've ever seen 5-minute majors, coincidentals, go on the board like this. Daw will have it in the Ice Bears end. Cleared out to center and across the line into the OU zone. Brackbill behind the net, looking for it to Maltner, and it's off of the stick in front. And here comes a break. Racing in is Hunter Lane. He gets hooked up. Penalty. Do we get a penalty shot? We do not. We get a hooking call. So the interesting thing about this is the official pointed forward, but I guess he was pointing at the player, which is Bratton. So Bratton will go 6 penalties, 23 minutes assessed to Missouri State. Third power play for the Sooners. Now, mind you, there's a lot of penalties on the board here. You throw the extra one to Bratton, and it is going to be a 4-on-3 for the Sooners. In fact, now with that additional penalty, it's been 6 penalties assessed for 23 minutes to each team.
Penalty on the plate to Missouri State, number 15, Jared Bratton. 2 minutes for hooking at 16:05 in the second period. A 2-minute minor for hooking.
So he gets called for hooking. Meanwhile, another Ice Bear gets upended. That's Levi Wright. Fans not having any of that. And we're going to get a penalty against Wright. He was upset that rushing up had upended him, and now we get a penalty, and it's going from bad to worse. This is a carryover penalty. We already have 2:42 left in the major to Witter. We have 134 left in the penalty to Bratton. Now with an additional penalty that comes on the board at 3:30 of the period. Well, 3:30 remaining, it comes at 16:30. This one is a trip, but we don't know what it is yet. But again, it is a carryover penalty. So in 2:32,
penalty on the plate to Missouri State, number 13, Levi Wright. 2 minutes for tripping at 16:30 of the second period. A 2-minute minor for tripping.
so a power play for another 104, but that will actually continue with the carryover penalty. Then the 2 minutes will start for Wright. This is going to be a hand pass unless it's touched up, and it is, by rushing. So a 1-1 game. Missouri State has never trailed in this series, or this weekend series, that is. Shot missing wide. Fredericks there, and he clears. So there's still 140 remaining. And we are at a 4-on-3. Ice Bears with consecutive penalties assessed. Here is Lane, shot in, save Griffin. We'll set the board for you. 2:11 remaining. 124 left in Carlo Witter's major. 124 left in Matthew Reyes' major. 16 seconds remaining in Jared Bratton's penalty. And then Levi Wright's penalty in 16 seconds will go up on the board. What this also means is the player Bratton cannot come out of the box. He has to stay in the box with the consecutive penalty until the whistle, or the Ice Bears will be assessed too many men. Shot deflected up high as Lane gets that. There's now 5 seconds. That's remaining in Bratton's penalty. And then it becomes power play number 4 for the Sooners. Puck is out to center and back down, and now the 2 minutes is up on the board for Levi Wright. Oklahoma in the zone. Knocked down by Sinclair. Shot in, missed wide. Bacardi, can he clear? He does. And it's been continuous, too. So the Ice Bears, on the long change here in the second period, have done their best to get the penalty killers out. Up high to Payne. Right side to Sadler. He shoots and it hits the netting. And that will allow Bratton to get out of the penalty box. And full sail change for everybody. .119 to go in the advantage for Oklahoma. Weingartner now up high to Bickford. Back to Weingartner, who misses. Maltner boxes out. Pushing forward is Glass. To the right side, Josephson can't clear. Kept in by Rushing. Spun around by Weingartner. Back to Weingartner, right side. Here's a shot in. Blocker save as Weingartner got it. Ice Bears desperately need to clear. They get two players back. Shakes is out of the box. And now 43 seconds left. And now it's a 5-on-4. But the game clock supersedes this. It's about 4 seconds early. Up the middle in front. Pad save. Rebound. A second effort in front. Big save there. Two shots as Rushing got him. The first one was saved, the second one off the extended pad. And it's still a 1-1 contest. Far side. Up high. Bickford. Left side now. They go to the right. Swearingen. Or Weingartner, that is, with it. It is to the point, not cleared, but the power play, or excuse me, the period is over. And the power play has 4 seconds left. Missouri State kills off the last 5:45 of this period with a man disadvantage, and they have 4 seconds left as they start period number 3. But more importantly, it is a 1-1 contest, and something that I don't think head coach Jeremy Law and assistant coach Cliff Cook wanted to see out of this team. Josephson is 7th on a power play at 11:22. Bassett his 2nd for OU at 10:56. Swearingen with the assist, 1-1. Shots on goal in the period. Matt Griffin faces 8, 2-period total of 20. Gage Redmond faces 8, 2-period total of 19. We'll take a break, and when we come back, it will be goaltender Ross Jones who will be our guest in just a moment. 1-1 after 20.
We all love the fajitas. Their margaritas get the crown. Don't forget the quesadillas. It's the best Mexican food in town.
Now your favorite Mexican restaurant is open on Sunday. Yes, Maria's Downtown is open on Sunday. So bring your family and friends and enjoy Mexico with us 7 days a week.
Hold on to your salsa and your chips.
Maria's on South Avenue in downtown Springfield.
This is Barrel Bob, MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. You'll be seeing more of me as the weather warms up. Crews will be working on our roads. That means lanes will be closed for construction and maintenance work on our highways. As you approach a work zone, please don't drive distracted. You need to pay attention. I want you and my friends working on the roads to all get home safely. Remember, buckle up and put down your phone. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
Your best source for awards of any kind is always Bowles Trophy House in Springfield. Trophies, plaques, medals, gifts, ribbons, and more. You get top quality and great service at Bowles Trophy House, serving Springfield and Southwest Missouri for over 40 years. Call them at 417-869-8720.
And if you need embroidery work done, logos, digitizing, and more, come to Banners and Brainstorms in Bowles Trophy House at 601 South Kimbrough.
Pearson Kelly Office Products presents
Great Moments in Office Technology.
When Julie gets bored at work, she writes funny captions to pictures of animals she found online. Then she realized she could send all of her pictures in one gigantic message to her coworkers. At that moment, Julie created Junk Email. Now, employees can enjoy their days watching auto-tuned sneezing pandas. There are plenty of ways to waste your company's money. Your copier shouldn't be one of them. Pearson Kelly Office Products. Business made simple.
We're back at Jordan Valley Ice Park. Steve Casson now with another goaltender for Missouri State and Ross Jones. And Ross, well, you're undefeated, if you want to call it that. But you've only played 31 minutes, and I know there's a couple of other goaltenders that are grabbing the spotlight, so to speak. But you're here. You're making the best of your time. You've only allowed 2 goals so far. How are you coping with the fact that you're one guy with one position and there's 3 of you?
Yeah, well, I knew coming in that was going to be the case. Lazzie was very honest with me about the situation coming in. I was told I wasn't going to get much playing time, and I think I kind of noticed it was going to diminish, even further than what he told me, because we're getting into clutch games, and every game from now on is basically a must-win. And I know as a freshman guy, I'm not the one to put in net when we got a senior and a junior ahead of me. So right now I'm just I'm a supportive teammate, and that's my role, and I know my role, and I think I'm doing pretty well. I'm grateful that I got 31 minutes, and I think I don't know my save percentage, but it seems pretty good. I got
905. You can't beat that.
There you go. That's all right. Above a 9. I can't complain. But
and that's all you care about as a goaltender, your save percentage. Who cares about your goals against average? Because that doesn't necessarily predict how you're playing.
Exactly. Especially when you're getting one period, and then it's kind of multiplied from there. So it's a little bit difficult to judge. But I'm glad. I thought I did well coming in. I went in against UNLV, and I can't remember the other one I went in for the last period, but Bailey was kind enough when we were winning something like 12-0 or 12-1.
Grand Canyon.
Yes, yeah. He let me come in for that one, and it was that was my first college game experience, and it was pretty cool. It's nice to be able to play at the next level pretty well.
Well, I'll tell you kind of a quick story about one of the other goaltenders. So we had another 3 goaltender situation. It was Mike Brown, Kevin Rakowski, and Michael Pepping. Pepping, phenomenal goaltender. The times that he's been here, the entire season, his goals against average was like 1.1. I mean, he was crazy. This goaltender was phenomenal. So Mike was the number 1 goalie. Kevin Rakowski was the number 2 goalie. And then you had Mike Brown. Mm-hmm. Well, we would watch Mike as practice was about to start. He would just be standing in the hallway, and he would just be looking out on the ice. And one day I'm like, I got to ask him, Mike, what are you doing? He says, I am getting mentally prepared for the day that I'm going to be in the net. And I'm like, okay. And as the season progressed, and I'm talking season after season, as one time Mike Pepping got injured, and then Kevin Rakowski was playing okay, Mike Brown gets a chance to come in. So he comes in, and he starts winning games. One situation that was really funny was, so he was down in the corner. In the corner we had some guys, and they were playing tic-tac-toe. This is in the middle of a game that is very important for Missouri State. They have to win this game. It's here at home. They're playing tic-tac-toe. He goes over with his glove, taps a spot, they mark an X. During the entire game, this is what's going on, right? Well, fast forward the end of the season, and if we win this next game, we're going to nationals. Wow. All 3 goaltenders are healthy. Who gets to play that game? Mike Brown.
Good for him.
So, and it was all about him he was enjoying his time. He was supportive of the other players, but he just knew that he's getting, everything is that he's doing is to get ready for that game and for whatever he needs to do to get in. Never heard a complaint or anything about him. Just, it was great to have 3 phenomenal goaltenders, but that story is just kind of a little inspirational to say, hey, anything can happen. And with Mike Brown, it was unbelievable. He gets in there, and I don't remember, because Missouri State, for the longest time as a Division II team, had made it to regionals, because they have regionals in Division II. They made it to regionals, won that first game, just couldn't get over the hump, win that second game. Mm-hmm. So I don't remember if this was a winner or a loss, but regardless, he got to play it. And
yeah,
so that's kind of an inspirational story for you.
I love that mindset too that he's got, right? Like, I mean, my kind of preparation is, doing the training every day, and practicing with intent, and then you're ready when your time comes, right? But then to stay loose in a game and stuff like that, a lot of NHL goalies that I have as idols for me. They, you see them make a big save and they got a big smile on their face. Like that's the kind of looseness that I like to play with as well, and I think that's a cool story. That's awesome.
You're out of London, Ontario, Canada.
Yes.
What are you doing in Missouri?
Well, it's a funny story. I've been tossed around probably, I think the last 7 or 8 years. Been playing for different teams each year, so it's nice to stick here and play for the next however long I'm here, up to 4 years.
Well, I think you get an extra year now because of the whole COVID situation.
Yeah, so it might be 5. But I was with an agency, and Lozzie kind of reached out to them and said, hey, we had a goalie quit on us, I think right before the season. He was from BC, I think. And I was originally signed at UB, at the University at Buffalo. And I was going there for the longest time, since about January of last year. And then about 2 weeks before I was ready to go, I got a call saying, Missouri State wants you, and it was a lot better opportunity for me. And so, I had 2 weeks to organize my classes and pack up my stuff, and then I was on my way. And I'm grateful that I was here, because I've made a lot of my best friends here, and I think hockey produces a lot of best friends. But Bailey is one of my closest friends right now. I think Louis as well. And I'm glad I landed here. Odd circumstances have come my way and put me in really cool spots, and this is just another one.
Ross Jones, goaltender for Missouri State. He's talking about Louis Shakes, and Bailey, of course, Bailey Stevens, for folks that don't know. What are some of the strange nicknames that players have?
Oh, gosh. I don't know of too many off the top of my head. We mostly go after the last names of guys and stuff like that. I haven't been around long enough. I think there's one, Levi Wright. I couldn't figure it out for the longest time. Guys were calling him Kevin, and apparently that was an autocorrect text in one of their group chats. He meant to say Levi, and he said Kevin, and now it's Kevin. So
that is funny.
That's the only one I could think of for now.
Do they call him Kevin on the ice?
I've heard it before. Yeah, yeah. He makes a big hit and say, "All right, nice job, Kevin."
Have you found that much of a difference between hockey in Canada and hockey in the United States?
Well, the last couple of years I've actually been playing in America. I think my first year of juniors I played in Canada, and then ever since then, for the last this would be the 4th year in a row that I've been playing in America. So I can't really say at this level whether or not it's different. I think it's a lot grittier. I think a lot of great players come out of America, but there's a lot of great high-level hockey leagues in Canada, especially around Ontario, and some are faux leagues, but there's a lot that I've skated with and had tryouts with, and I think the level is I wouldn't say any better, but there's a lot more leagues that are of high caliber. Yeah.
I would assume you've had a chance to go play out on a pond.
Actually, you know what? I have not. And it is one of the things that, being from London, Ontario, I think the bottom of Ontario is nearly at the same level as the top of California. So we're not. That's a little fun fact for you, but we don't get as cold of winters as they do up in Calgary, where Bailey Stevens is from.
Mm-hmm.
But he's shares stories about the guys in Saskatchewan and Alberta and Manitoba always skating on the pond, and I don't really get that chance. We get it a little bit, but I have not actually. I had a better chance of skating on a pond in California when I was there last year, up in the mountains over there, than I would ever in southern Ontario.
Oh yeah, Lake Tahoe has it's covered, but it's technically an outdoor rink, from what I'm understanding. Ross Jones is our guest, goaltender for Missouri State. Do you have brothers and sisters?
I have one sister. Yeah, she's about a year and a half younger than me. Not in school right now, but she's really into photography, and she's been doing well. She had a really most part of her life she's been a really good, fantastic singer, amazing beyond anything you could imagine. But she's really into photography now, and she's starting a career with that. And
she taking your pictures?
Yeah. We did a whole. I have a Corvette that my dad gave me for my 18th birthday, and I fixed it up, and we went out for a photo shoot, and pictures turned out just amazing. I don't know how she picked it up so fast, but yeah.
What year Corvette?
It's a 1977. It's an L82 4-speed manual.
Very nice.
Yeah, I got, for the first little bit, I fixed it up, took it to a shop, fixed it up, or had them fix it up for me, and now I'm starting to do everything myself. And
do you drive it now?
I wish I could drive it in Missouri, but it's a summer vehicle for now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're working on that.
So it's still up in Canada, in other words.
Yeah, it's in storage in my grandparents' garage for now.
Yeah, that would probably be the best thing to do. Keep it there.
Yeah.
So nothing happens to it, but I'm sure when you go back, you get to.
Oh, it's coming out right away. That's on the first of the agenda.
Now
for the summer.
It's convertible or not?
Technically, yes. It's got what's called a T-tops.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So they come off. We've got aftermarket, so they're kind of they're called moon roofs. So they got glass on top.
Yep.
It's really nice to take those off.
I had a 90 Camaro.
Really?
That had T-tops black. It was all black. Kind of a story about that one is, so when the Rose Parade, I live in Southern California. So when the Rose Parade went through, that year they used Camaros to shuttle all the Rose Queens, and they'd take the T-tops off, and they would just kind of like stand up and wave and everything.
That's fantastic.
So they were doing that, and when the car, because it's no longer used, no longer new, it's considered a used or a demo vehicle. It had 4,000 miles on it. Mm-hmm. When I found out that's what had happened, I'm like, okay, I don't care, because I'm like, I'm not going to buy it. No, I'm like, okay, that's what happened. I'm buying that car.
Yeah.
So I bought it, and I had it for years up until I moved out here.
Wow.
And great, best car I ever had. The engine would hum like an airplane. I just loved it. It was great. And it just got to the point where, had it for probably about 9 years or so when I moved. Then I moved out here, and I was like, it's getting a little to the point where I don't want to put the money into it, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
so.
100%. I mean, speaking from experience and future experience, which I plan to go into, quite a bit of spending trying to get this Corvette to where I want it to be. It's perfect right now. But it's got little things here and there, and I've got a new exhaust system on it, and I soon want to get side pipes on it as well. Get a nice, rumble. We'll consider an engine swap, but we'll get to it when I got the money, which is probably.
Sounds like you've got it all planned out.
Yeah.
Well, one last question for you. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Well, I'm in school for being a sports psychologist.
Okay.
But the ideal, this is a stepping stone for me to get to pro hockey, and I realize that it's for any goalie, it's a big jump, and especially for me, it's a large dream to achieve. It's very difficult, especially coming from ACHA D1 hockey. I wasn't born into an NCAA family. It's not a lot in life has been given to me, and I think that creates a little bit of perseverance. So. I think it's an achievable dream for me to get to the NHL one day. Whether I'm 30 or getting up there, it doesn't matter to me. I'm not stopping until I break a hip or two. Knock on wood. But
well, it's about time somebody from the NHL does make it there, and it'd be nice if it came from Missouri State. That's for sure. So remember the name Ross Jones the next time you see him on an NHL roster.
Hopefully for the Toronto Maple Leafs, we'll see about that one.
Oh, okay. Well, if someone comes calling and they're going to pay you more, right? Doesn't matter.
I'd go anywhere. Yeah,
there you go. Ross Jones is joining us. Ross, thanks so much for doing this. And at the end of interviews, always wish players more goals. But in this case, no goals. Just keep it out of the net. Get some goose eggs if you want.
Yeah.
We're good with that.
A goal would be nice, but let's work on ice time first. How about that?
Exactly. You mean you score a goal?
Yeah,
absolutely. All right. Thanks so much for doing this. Ross Jones of Missouri State. We'll take a break. Be back. More hockey in a moment.
Pearson Kelly Office Products presents
Great Moments in Office Technology.
When Julie gets bored at work, she writes funny captions to pictures of animals she found online. Then she realized she could send all of her pictures in one gigantic message to her coworkers. At that moment, Julie created Junk Email. Now, employees can enjoy their days watching auto-tuned sneezing pandas. There are plenty of ways to waste your company's money. Your copier shouldn't be one of them. Pearson Kelly Office Products. Business made simple.
This is what you're missing on Web Sports Radio in 30 seconds.
Well, Steve, you've probably had time to practice and learn and memorize the names of the new players, the numbers and all, and I'm just kind of coming here cold.
Dave, I am winging it. Joining me is Dan Lee. Dan, you're out of jail. Welcome.
I just happened to be coming by here to try to collect the $11.50 you owe me on our fantasy football league this year, and I still haven't got it.
I'm getting fingers, I'm getting points, I'm getting looks. Where's my director?
Hey, what are you trying to say? I haven't done this in a while? Is that what you're saying?
Basically.
Yeah, okay.
Well, new rule change. Everything's changed. They play hockey on feet now.
Oh, I guess that really didn't work too well, did it? It's Missouri State Hockey on websportsradio.com. Join us.
Let's head for the third period. Here's Steve Casson.
Also joined by Scott Lutzke on graphics and Lee Grover on camera as Missouri State and Colorado, Oklahoma. I'm looking right at the... I'm looking right at the graphics. I see Oklahoma and I say Colorado. I don't know what that means. Fresh 20 minutes up on the clock. As both teams are making their way out onto the ice. This time Missouri State skates from the left to the right. And goaltender Matt Griffin will defend to the left. Oklahoma skates from the right to the left, and goaltender Gage Redman will defend to the right. Remember, there is 4 seconds left in the penalty to Levi Wright, which was about 5 minutes and 45 seconds worth of penalties the Ice Bears had to kill. And in 4 seconds, they will have completely killed those off. We are underway in period number 3, and that'll do it. And coming out of the box will be Levi Wright. He actually came out an extra 10 seconds later because they didn't start the penalty clock yet. Ice Bears have it, and quickly a shot by Wheatop blocked. Here's Wright shot. It's blocked by Hunter Lane, and it's out to center. Tristan Payne. 5 goals, 8 assists for Payne. Third in scoring.
The first Missouri State goal is now awarded to number 47, Jake Kopinski, assisted by number 71, Evan Ross, and by number 18, Matt McGowan. That first Missouri State goal now awarded to number 47 with assists from number 71 and 18.
So, like we first called it early on, it is Kopinski's goal. Josephson apparently had nothing to do with it, except for standing in front. Meanwhile, the Ice Bears, with a shot by Frederick, gets deflected up and out of play. So the goal to Kopinski is his second. And I will try to get everything revised here before the next restart of play. They gave it to the assistant captain, Kopinski, his second of the game. They're going to give Ross an assist. And they will take away the Brackbill assist. And that goes to McGowan. But we're all caught up in the scoring. And then a 1-1 game. Missouri State cannot afford a tie. Here they come. Smith breaks free right side. He shoots and a save. Coming out to cut down the angle was Redman. In the WCHL, they cannot afford a tie. Technically, they can because they play UCO the following weekend, but that would be just enough for Missouri State. They'd have to win both games to take first place in the WCHL, assuming UCO wins today. Now Caden Hintz on the ice. The Ice Bears touch it up, but we're going to get a penalty apparently It goes against Missouri State. And it goes against Smith. Eight penalties, 27 minutes, and you know the Ice Bears are doing something that they stayed away from last season, but they are starting to rack up penalties, a lot of penalties, unnecessary ones. .36 to go in the period, and now it is power play number 5 for the Sooners. And I go back to several games, lifetime against these two teams, where Missouri State lost a couple of games, and we'll go over some of those to the next stoppage of play. But there have been times where Missouri State lost a 1-goal game. In fact, February 3rd of 17, they lost 3-2 here at Jordan Valley Ice Park, and they were 1 for 13 on the power play. But now it's the Sooners with their 5th. Weingartner up high to Bickford, back out in front. It's taken away and cleared. Shakes to forecheck. Pass the stick of Kaur. And gloved down by Frederick. Great play to send it right back in as he was falling down. 37 seconds left in the power play. So if anything, Missouri State's penalty kill, which is 81.9%, 17 for 94 they've allowed coming into today's game. They're doing well right now. They're being outshot 21-20 though. Here's Cal Kaur. Had it for a moment, cleared at the line but not out. Ice Bears still can't clear. Nate Payne. Right side. Working it is Fry. Up high to Fry again. Now the left side. Back over to the right side. It goes off the stick of Sadler from Payne. Power play is expired. We're back to 5-on-5. Out of the box, Derek Smith. They tried to meet Smith with a pass. It didn't work. They'll try the other way to Shakes. He'll send it in. The Ice Bears, with the exception of Derek Smith, go to the bench. Puck out to center. And Missouri State with Jacob Wheatop. Across the line, here's Wheatop with a drive, missing wide. Evan Ross is there. For the Ice Bears, Evan Ross has 3rd in scoring, had a 2-game point scoring streak snapped yesterday. Buck now across the Missouri State line. Bacardi to clear it to Wheatop. 3-on-2 for Missouri State. Now 3-on-3. Wheatop over to McGowan. Behind him. Ice Bears again cannot really afford a tie here. Sure, you can win it, which will be great, but they cannot afford a tie, not only for rankings purposes, but just for the WCHL. Puck cleared out and all the way down into the Missouri State zone. And it's stopped by Griffin. So with 14:28 to go in the period and a full sail change for both teams, it's a 1-1 game. First goal, the power play goal, has been changed. It's Kopinski's second. Ross and McGowan with the assists. The OU goal is Bassett, his second from Swearingen. At center, Wojcicki. And now the line of Bratton, Wojcicki, and Carlo. No, it's not Witter. He is out. They're going to put Kelly on the line now. Shot in, save, and the rebound gathered up by Kopinski, the senior defenseman out of Royal Oak, Minnesota, or Michigan, that is. Here comes Bratton across the line. Had a hat trick yesterday. Bratton looking for some help, doesn't get it. So he'll just carry it out. Bratton down in low to Kelly. Behind the back pass. Gets it to Wojcicki out in front. Score! as the Ice Bears work it down in low. The behind-the-back pass right to Bratton, and Missouri State takes the lead 2-1, 13:43 remaining in the period. Give Kelly an assist. And Jason Kelly picks up his 5th assist of the season. Missouri State here in the 3rd period have taken the lead. They have never surrendered the lead in this series, but they have the advantage back once again on Jordan Bratton's 6th goal of the season.
Missouri State goal scored by number 15, Jared Bratton. Assisted by number 22, Jason Kelly. Time of that goal at 6:17 of the 3rd period, scored by number 15, assisted by number 22. That's a Missouri State.
What a play there. What a great goal in front by Bratton. A little bit of breathing room here, but you know the fans would like the Ice Bears to get another one. Puck slapped out to Frederick. Shot in. Grabbed defensively by Jake Barone out of Ramsey, New Jersey. Near side boards. Off of it to Davidson. Helped by Kaur out to center, and the Ice Bears steal. Across the line to McGowan, but it's taken away. And Noah Malthiner will have it for Missouri State. Ice Bears lead 2-1. They previously led 1-0 on a power play goal early in the first, which has now been changed to Kopinski, his 2nd of the season. But you kind of saw it earlier. Missouri State was getting lucky with a couple of passes. They weren't connecting and meeting, and Oklahoma was keeping it close. The Ice Bears, though, now have the advantage. But there's still 12:10 to go in period 3. Now the Ice Bears have a line of Daw, Josephson, Bacardi, Brackbill, and Brussa. It's Nate Payne, Hunter Lane, and Logan Sadler. Long defensively with Blake Swearingen and William Fry for Oklahoma. Ice Bears have it. It's out of the zone, though, and delayed offside as it gets poked right back in. Grabbed by Sadler. 2 goals, 1 assist for him. Just his 5th game with OU. 11:27 to go in the period. Partial change for the Sooners. Ice Bears want to do that too, but they lead Brackbill across the OU line. Brackbill backhanded to Josephson through Dawes' skates and to the far side. Puck flipped off the boards and out to center and slapped all the way in. No icing. It was touched by Fry to deny the icing. Now he gets slammed behind the boards. Ice Bears have it. They come the other way. 3-on-3. Into the zone is Wright. He'll flip it down behind the net. Shakes to Chase. To the near side. Derek Smith holds it in. He's played defense before. Acted like one there. Now he'll play a wing along with Shakes, and they also have on the ice Caden Hintz. Ice Bears again. Smith tips it through. No icing. Bickford for OU. Stolen by Smith. He has it. He shoots up high. Good play, though, to keep it in, and the Ice Bears with possession. Shot in by Malthiner, steered aside by Redmond. It's out to center and all the way back to the Missouri State zone. This will be an icing call. 10:16 to go. Icing will bring it back into the OU zone. Kopinski and Bratton and Bassett for Oklahoma.
Oh, you trying to be sneaky and get a change in there?
Yeah, the officials, that's got to be the hardest thing as an official, to
Definitely
try to make
takes a good
sure
eye.
that players don't change. Ice Bears win the draw again. Malthiner along the goal line, shot in, save, rebound, and another shot by Wojcicki is steered aside. 2 chances there, and now we got a player down for OU, but the play continues back in the Missouri State zone this time. He's up, everything's okay, although he's going to skate to the bench. That's Bickford. Ice Bears with it to Frederick. His pass should be an icing call. It is. 9:47 to go in the period. Icing will bring it back into the Missouri State end of the ice. Steve Casson along with Scott Lutzke on graphics and Lee Grover on camera. Thanks so much for tuning in. Now right off the draw, fanned on shot by Glass is cleared out to center and sent back in for delayed offside, but Missouri State will gain possession. To Fry, who intercepts for Oklahoma and back down to the Ice Bear zone for another icing. .9:28 to go in the period. 2-1 lead for Missouri State. 16-6-1 coming into today's game, ranked number 10 in the ACHA. Oklahoma 8-14-1. They've only won 2 of their last 8 contests. Wheatop to Ross. Those only 2 wins came against Alabama. Ross with a shot, it's blocked, but he's able to keep it down in. Wheatop will steal. Had it momentarily, flipped back out to center, and the Ice Bears retreat in their own zone to work things. Here's Ross. He'll have it across the OU line. Drops it to McGowan. He shoots, blocker save. Into the corner. Would have been a juicy one if Wheatop had his stick down and was turned that way, but wasn't expecting it to go right out in front of him that fast. 8:45 to go in the period. McGowan trying to draw everybody to the left, right of the goaltender as you look at it. McGowan had it, lost it, and losing his footing was Sadler, able to keep the puck in though. And a line change for Missouri State, a short one. Here's Cale Coor looking for his first goal with Oklahoma. In fact, his only assist came against Indiana University of Pennsylvania on December 4th. Now Brackbill for Missouri State. Oh, he had it. He was trying to stick handle with it, and he put it up into the defender on a flip. I don't know what he was trying to do, if he was trying to flip around him or not, but at any rate, it's a stoppage and play on the puck outside the zone. Missouri State 26 shots, Oklahoma 22, but the Ice Bears lead on the scoreboard 2-1. And they do win a draw again. That is a good thing for Missouri State. We're under 8 minutes to go in this period. Losing his stick was Coor. And it's shoveled back into the Missouri State end. Now the 27th shot applied. Here's Brackbill. Flip down in and a line change for Missouri State. Josephson is there. He'll try to steal. Terrence Josephson, 6 goals, 2 assists for him. No goals in the past 5 games. In fact, only 1 goal in the last 13 for him. And he was kind of hot to start off the beginning of the year. 5 goals in the first 6 games, but been struggling since. Back in the OU end for Swearingen. Still looking for his first goal. Near side to Bickford. 7 goals, 6 assists for him. Good to see him back out, as he was the one that went to the bench earlier. Smith around Bickford. They battle for it. Smith gets the better of him. Now Derrick with it. Smith down in low. Shakes fights his way through the check of Swearingen. Shakes gets dumped, nothing doing. Ice Bears, Caden Hintz has it stolen. And it's out to center, where it'll be Glass. 6:30 to go in the period. Missouri State with Caden Hintz. He'll drop it into the OU end, and Missouri State will line change. Puck stolen. Here's Bratton. Nice move. Bratton in front. He shoots and a save. And Bratton with a great chance there. And, well, OU was taking exception of Wojcicki coming in, but I truly believe that Wojcicki was following up before the whistle. And they didn't like that, because the puck had not been covered yet, and Wojcicki, by all rights, he's allowed to get in there and continue to play after the whistle. And are we going to get a penalty? We are. And I meant up until the whistle, not after the whistle. Power play number 4 for Missouri State. It'll be assessed to Barone. So the Ice Bears get a power play and a chance to increase their lead. I think maybe a rough, but I'm not entirely sure we'll catch the call here. But the Ice Bears with Smith now, and the man advantage. Here's Wheatop. Up high to Brussa. Blocked in
Penalty
front.
on the play to Oklahoma, number 16, Jake Barone. 2 minutes for cross-checking at 13:55 of the third period.
So it is cross-checking. Now Oklahoma shorthanded. Here's Prouty. He gets a shot off, and it's held onto by Griffin. 2-1 Missouri State. Back in the first period, 11:22. A power play goal. Kopinski is second. Ross and McGowan with the assist. Then in the second, Bassett with his second at 10:56. 1-1. And then the Ice Bears, Bratton his sixth with the assist to Kelly, and the nice behind-the-back pass. 6:17 the time of the goal, and the Ice Bears have a 2-1 lead. They're on a power play now. It is their fourth. Missouri State 1 for 3 with the man advantage. Fans getting the Let's Go Bears chant. McGowan across the line, looking for some help. Goes up top to Kopinski. He shoots. It's deflected by Josephson. It stays in the zone, or stays in play, that is, as it was deflected up over the net. Kopinski again up high. Left side to McGowan. Looking for Ross on the right side. Can't get it to him, so Brockville will take it. Score! It's a power play goal, and Jack Brackbell, who's had no goals in the past 3 games, bar downs the goal. It's 3-1 Missouri State, and the Ice Bears are 2 for 4 with the man advantage. A 2-goal lead with 4:48 left on their 30th shot of the game. And some breathing room for Missouri State.
Ice Bears goal scored by number 10, Jack Brockville. Assisted by number 7, Terrence Josephson. Time of that goal at 15:12 of the third period. Scored in the power play by number 10. Assisted by number 7.
So the Ice Bears on the 6th goal of the season for Jack Brackville. Bar down and in. Have some breathing room at 3-1. Kelly. Check behind the net. Bratton is there. Bratton had a hat trick in yesterday's game. Has a goal in today's game, so at least a 2-game goal scoring streak. He had a 3-game point streak prior to the break. So he is hot right now for Missouri State. Puck shoveled in the zone. Frederick backs up, and he'll let Bobby McKinley with it. Into the Missouri State zone. Grabbed by Carson Bassett, has a goal in today's game. The only one for Oklahoma. Puck cleared back out of the Missouri State end. Icing is called here, so we'll have a face-off back in the Missouri State end of the ice. Next weekend, Missouri State will play Central Oklahoma. And then our next broadcast next weekend will be Missouri State and the University of Arkansas. Division III action for you right here at Jordan Valley Ice Park. Oh, pop up that Division I. That'll be our next Division I broadcast, and that'll be against Maryville on Friday, February 4th, the next time the Ice Bears will be back here at Jordan Valley Ice Park. Near side for Coeur. Over to Simon Weingartner, and a bouncing puck in that's saved by Griffin. He's made the last 2 starts for Missouri State, has Matt Griffin. Now a couple of shots in that he'll have to make a save on. 3:29, I make that 2:39 to go in the period. It's one thing to have your defenders right there in front of you. It's another thing when the guys are shooting and you can't see the puck. (30-25) of the shots, but Missouri State leads in goals with Kopinski, Bratton, and Brackbill. Shot in, missing wide off the stick of Fry, looking for his first goal of the year. Now it's Barone. Now an Ice Bear gets upended. Brackbill, and Missouri State will go back on the power play. And a chance to make it a 4-1 game. Into the box will be Fry. Looks like a trip. Power play number 5 for Missouri State. And we're even up penalties, 8 each for 27 minutes. Remember, that includes the 5 in a game assessed to each side, but cleared all the way down. So fans that were here yesterday can still use their tickets to get $1 Andes. That's good today. But folks here hope the Ice Bears can score another couple of goals and get that 5 mark. And they have a power play now with 1:26 remaining on it. Brackbill called for the penalty, or for the puck. It didn't get to him. McGowan off the glass. Swept away, held in on the left side. Good play by Kopinski. Down in low to Josephson. He keeps it in front. Ross is there. Not a Brackbill. Kopinski right side to Brackbill. Left side to McGowan on the power play for 57 seconds. Here's going to be a break. Sliding through is Prouty. All alone from the blue line. The opposite blue line on in front. He shoots and a save. He had a lot of time to think about that one, and Griffin comes up with a huge save there. And Missouri State still has a 3-1 lead with 44 seconds left. Power play has 24. Daw to Wheatop across the line in the OU zone. To the near side to Derek Smith. Off of his stick to Nate Payne. Couldn't clear it. Shot comes in. It's loose. Where is it? That shot from Brussa sails behind the net. Brussa gets into position. Lead pass to Lane, and Brussa's down. With 3 seconds to go in the power play. Shot comes in. Save Griffin. Rebound. It is behind the net. 7 seconds now to go. And Missouri State says that's it. So does Oklahoma. The Ice Bears win 3-1. Missouri State waits until the third period to get a couple of goals, and the Ice Bears win this game by a count of 3-1. They are undefeated in regulation, or actually, they are undefeated at home in regulation play. As Missouri State has not lost in regulation a WCHL game since November 22nd of 2019, 791 days ago. They'll have to wait and see what Central Oklahoma does tonight. But if for some reason Central Oklahoma loses, Missouri State is now tied, or would be tied, with the Broncos with that game left to play, and that sets up a fantastic matchup between these two teams. In fact, next weekend when these two teams meet in Oklahoma, whoever wins the series will end up in first place, is the bottom line. Now, if Oklahoma sweeps, they have a big advantage of first. If Missouri State sweeps, they have a 2-point advantage. Kopinski, his second on a power play at 11:22. Ross and McGowan the assist. In the second, Bassett his second. Swearengin with the assist. It's 1-1. In the third period at 6:17, Bratton his sixth, the assist to Kelly. And then on a power play, Brackbill and Josephson at 15:12, 3-1. Let's head on down to the player of the game.
Number 47, Jake Kopinski. Jake, I know it was a bit of a mess on that first goal. It finally got rewarded to you. I think initially it was given to Josephson, but after a little bit of talking with the coaches, we gave that goal back to you in the first period.
You know, we're always just trying to get pucks in on net. At the end of the day, win's a win. Whoever get the goal, it really doesn't matter as long as we get that W.
Pretty big win tonight, of course, over a tough OU team. You guys are going to take a little time to enjoy this, I know, but next week you got your sights set on UCO.
Yep, we need, hopefully we can come home with the conference championship after 2 wins next weekend. Just looking forward to a hard week of practice and getting back to it Monday.
Conference championship on the line, but even still looking forward to a potential Nationals bid up in St. Louis. Means a lot to be playing in front of these big fans, knowing how many of them are close to home.
Oh, it's just awesome. The fans bring so much energy for the boys whenever we get our head down. It's always a nice pick-me-up when we look up there and we see everyone yelling for us.
I want to tell a quick story because you got player of the game tonight also for your play, but also last night you really came to the savior of one of our box workers who did get injured in the penalty box last night, and she was really grateful that you were there.
Hey, that's what, there's nothing I can say for our boosters, the fans who support us. You guys mean so much to us, and that's the last thing I can do. You guys are awesome.
All right, fans, that's tonight's Steak and Shake player of the game with a goal, and again, 0 penalty minutes, number 47, Jake Kopinski.
Shots on goal in the third period. Matt Griffin faces 7, 3-period total of 27, and Gage Redman faces 11 for a 3-period total of 30. Power plays, Missouri State 2 for 5, and that was the difference with the Ice Bears getting the first power play goal, as you just heard from Jake Kopinski at 11:22 of the first, and then the last goal of the game, Brackbill's 6th, and also on the power play, 3-1 the final. The Sooners 0 for 5 with the man advantage, and the big key for Missouri State in the second period, with 5:47 to go, the Ice Bears had to kill off consecutive penalties. And if it wasn't for that, Missouri State would not be in the position to win this hockey game tonight. Once again, our next broadcast that we will have for you will be Division III action, and that will be next weekend. Missouri State Division III playing Arkansas. And our next Division I broadcast that we will have for you will be Friday, February 4th versus Maryville. In fact, that weekend, I believe both teams are home. So it will be Missouri State and Maryville, and then it will also be the Division III team at home that weekend, so we will have a lot of hockey. 4 hockey games that weekend to broadcast for you. That'll do it here from Jordan Valley Ice Park and the Stan Melton Ice Arena. For Scott Lutzke and Lee Grover, I'm Steve Casson. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you next week. We hope that you'll join us for Division III action. Ice Bears win 3-1, and they sweep the series over the Sooners. Good night, everyone.
You've been listening to Missouri State Ice Bears hockey with your host, Steve Casson. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Ice Bears Hockey is a presentation of DS Sports Enterprises and WebSportsRadio.com.